What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, Olympic gold medalist, two-time Olympic gold medalist, 3-division world champion, 3-division undisputed world champion, superstar boxer, the GOAT, Claressa T-Rex Shields. She was on Club Shay Shay with Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharpe last night to address the conversation of her being able to beat male fighters, in particular Rolando Rolly Romero. For one, in that situation, Claressa has 2 to 3 knockouts in her career. Not a big puncher. Okay? And when you look at her technique at times, it gets flawed. Nonetheless, it's not what this conversation is about. Conversation is about Shannon Sharpe and SHAKUR Stevenson, who was the first ballot Hall of Famer, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, Olympic silver medalist, and reigning WBO junior welterweight 140-pound world champion, superstar boxer. 25 wins, no loss, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Claressa Shields, in defense of SHAKUR Stevenson, with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe and SHAKUR been going back and forth because Shannon Sharpe said that SHAKUR's fights are boring and he wouldn't pay to watch them. Him and SHAKUR went back and forth. And then Shannon Sharpe stated, when your career is over, then you can compare my career and your career. Shannon Sharpe is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He changed the game of football, how you looked at tight ends. SHAKUR don't know that. Claressa Shields don't know nothing about Shannon Sharpe in his career outside of Club Shay Shay. He changed the game. Okay? Shannon Sharpe changed football. For what you see tight ends do today is because Shannon Sharpe changed the game. He was initially a wide receiver that converted into a tight end. He is the first of now today. We see all these versatile tight ends, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, up until, all these quick, fast tight ends. That's Shannon Sharpe. He changed how you had to play defense, how you had to get safeties and cornerbacks to guard tight ends. He wasn't the big plotting, blocking tight end. He erased that. He changed that, right? He elevated the game. With that said, they don't know nothing about that. So he compared and said, when your career is over, SHAKUR, then we can compare careers. And she said, well, SHAKUR's a Hall of Famer right now, which I believe he is. Neither one of them, nobody on the panel, Ocho Cinco, Shannon Sharpe, or Claressa Shields, knew SHAKUR Stevenson's stats. He's a 4-division champion. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, Claressa Shields goes on to say, because Shannon Sharpe, she says he's a Hall of Famer right now. Shannon Sharpe don't know that because he's a casual in boxing. Just like she's a casual in football and don't know nothing about football, and SHAKUR Stevenson, he's a casual in boxing. That's why he said SHAKUR Stevenson was boring to begin with. But nonetheless, she goes on to say, he says he's not a Hall of Famer right now. And she goes on to say, because Shannon Sharpe says, is he better than Floyd Mayweather? Is he better than Sugar Shane Mosley? Is he better than Roberto Duran? Is he better than Pernell Whitaker, Sugar Ray Leonard? And she says, no. First she says he'll be in the same conversation with them, but no, not right now. And he says, well, there you have it. And she says, but you got to understand, Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather are way bigger than Shakur. That is a lie. It's a lie. Shouts out to my brother EK, Eric Kelly. We just had this conversation. He said the same thing, that Terrence Crawford is way bigger than Shakur. No, he is not. No, he's not. And Floyd, I've been next to Floyd, Terrence Crawford, and Shakur Stevenson. He is not way bigger. None of them are way bigger. They're all the same size. The difference between Shakur, Terrence Crawford, and Floyd Mayweather is arm length. Terrence Crawford has a 74-inch arm reach. He's 5'8". They're the same size. Floyd is 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. Shakur has T-Rex arms compared to them. He has 68-inch arms. That's the only difference. They have longer arms than him. And I think that people forget that Shakur Stevenson still has, he doesn't develop into a grown man physical strength body. He don't allow himself. Okay? They're comparing Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford right now, who bulked up to move to 54 and 68. Terrence Crawford moved to 68. He bulked up. Everybody say he got a wiry frame. I think people forget. You look at Pretty Boy Floyd, and you look at Terrence Crawford when he was fighting at 130, 35. Floyd fought, she said, oh, well, because Shakur's fighting at 126. Floyd fought at 130. That's only 4 pounds. And you look at Floyd's frame when he fought at 130 when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, and you look at Terrence Crawford's frame, he was even skinnier than Floyd Mayweather at 130 and 135. He just has a wiry frame. Shakur has a lot of water weight. Another thing to take note, Shakur missed weight at 130 and had to vacate his belts when he was fighting at 130. Floyd and Terrence Crawford ain't never missed weight. And Shakur, who I defended, he said, I outgrew 130 pounds. So you mean to tell me he outgrew 130 pounds, but he's naturally a 35 pounder, 5 pounds north? That's a lie. That means he's cutting down to 135. He missed weight at 130 because he couldn't make the weight, and he said my body outgrew the weight class. He is not way bigger, way smaller than Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. I think y'all forget how Terrence Crawford looked at 135 pounds and how Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather looked at 130 pounds. Shakur looked bigger than both of them when they fought at 130 and 135. You can see Terrence Crawford's skeleton. He was so skinny. When Floyd Mayweather moved up to fight Diego Corrales, George Foreman said they are outside of their mind and they made a major mistake. He is way too small for Diego Corrales. I think y'all forget that. I think y'all forget all these allegations about Terrence Crawford with performance enhancers and snack is because of his frame and how slim and slender he was at 135 pounds. I think y'all forget. Out of sight, out of mind. There was a reason Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence and Keith Thurman was saying Terrence Crawford is too small. I think y'all forgot. Shakur Stevenson doesn't allow himself to bulk up physically. That's where the difference lies. That's where the difference lies. He has not, they put on muscle mass. He does not. You look at his body against Teofimo Lopez, he looks soft. He was bigger than Teofimo Lopez. But Teo has a ripped up muscular frame. SHAKUR has a watered, he retains a lot of water. He has a soft frame. Period. So stop this BS that he's Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford way bigger. Yeah, right now because they bulked up. And and Terrence Crawford damn near 40 and Floyd Mayweather is 49. So yeah, right now. Terrence Crawford bulked up the fight at 168. Everybody talked about the muscle mass and people were saying it was Photoshop for a reason. Hello? Diabolical, man. The excuses is ridiculous, bro. If you're just not comfortable competing against those guys because it comes down to skill set. Terrence Crawford moved up and fought Canelo. That was skill. It wasn't size. Floyd Mayweather moved up and fought Canelo and Cotto. And another thing, I heard somebody say they didn't even know Floyd fought at 154. Damn. These fighters don't do their history at all. Floyd fought Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, and Canelo at 54. And everybody talked about how small he was. Floyd Mayweather walked around at 150. You talking about he's way bigger than SHAKUR? That's a lie. I witnessed Floyd Mayweather have to eat mashed potatoes, pancakes, steak to maintain his weight because he would lose weight. What are you talking about? He came in the Canelo fight the day of the fight. He was 152 the day of the fight. That was the contractual weight. He walked in the ring at that. And Canelo was 168. What are we talking about? It had nothing to do with size. It had everything to do with skill. Period. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.